This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the October 1st Board of Public Works meeting. I will make a motion to open this evening's meeting.
I second the motion.
Thomas Fosbury?
Yes.
Leah Strode?
Yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
All right, item number one, public speak. If anybody joining us would like to speak to anything not on the agenda, now is a good time to address the board.
Maybe I'm just gonna say it, I've ever come to one of your meetings for this, because I live on Pine Hill Road, and I know there's a big project going on behind me at Sovereign Builders.
Okay.
And I know you probably are aware of that, the last meetings we've had, and everything's going forward, blah, blah, blah. The wetlands have been improved, I believe. They're starting to put egress into the street on Torrey to get started soon. So I guess the main reason why I'm here, I was just speaking not for the neighbors, but just for me. I'm just a nosy neighbor. I'm retired now. I told you that already. We're just wondering about the process, which is, it's happening. They're gonna incorporate pumps per unit in that development. There's a 50 and over development with a cul-de-sac from Sovereign Builders. You probably all know this, I'm not repeating. But they're gonna have pumps, and they're gonna pump it to another station, then they're gonna shoot it into Easthampton's lines for sewer, not water, so it's a little complicated. The whole thing's is complicated to try to figure out. I'm not one who's into that, but I guess because I'm a taxpayer and I pay my taxes and I pay my sewer rates, and I'm just inquiring. I'm not saying tonight, but is there possibly, well, two things. We were some of the neighbors were inquiring, I'm surprised none came tonight, about the rate that may be charged to Northampton in respect to what I'm paying currently. Is it gonna be the same? Or are they gonna be, is Northampton gonna be being charged accordingly? I'm not sure what that means, quote. So is that gonna affect our rate too? Meaning, is my rate gonna go up because of all the new inclusion of them coming into our pumps and shooting it down to the pumping station that they're replacing? So is that something that we're gonna see an increase in sewer rates? Water is water, and I know that's what it is, and I love our water, by the way. It's the best. I keep raising my hand about I can't drink my daughter's water to West Springfield. Even my grandson knows the difference. It stinks. Easthampton's great water. But the sewer rates, are they going to maybe reflect an increase for us that I'm owning my home, or are they going to be evaluating that once it's all done?
Well, the way the meetings are structured.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just, just to bring you up to speed, like you said, you haven't been here. The public speak section is for you to bring questions to the board. Unfortunately, because it's not an item on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
We can't respond to it directly.
Okay. I respect that. Okay.
Stretching it though, since it does have to deal with sewer rates, if you have an answer, we may be able to incorporate that into our discussion today.
That's my only question, but I know it's
technically
not
it's
on
not.
agenda.
Yeah, but we'll address that as we get to it. But we can be aware of that, and if you want to come in the future, we can respond to that.
No problem.
As an agenda item, sewer, pumping of development, wastewater into Easthampton system, and give you a formal response to that. But
yeah, I appreciate it. I'm a newbie here.
Yeah, no.
I can explain all of that. I can explain all of that, just not in a public meeting without it on the agenda.
Okay.
So I can give you one of my cards. I don't know if I have
Oh,
it
wonderful.
with
I'm
me.
just trying to, I'll let you get back to your stuff. And
No.
I
just,
don't, again, I'm not
it's
trying
a simple answer, but protocol prohibits us from directly answering it. But,
Yeah.
Right.
But that's a question like that can be called into the DPW at any point, and Greg or anybody like that should be able to answer
I appreciate
specifics of it. Because there is a mechanism for how it will be handled.
Okay, so I go on your web and I'm learning.
Yep.
Oh, it's just water sewer.
Yeah. I don't want to appear as though we're not answering it, but
Right,
you
and
know,
with
we're
all
bound by.
that said, I will leave you to be,
No, you're welcome to stay for the meeting, and
but I don't know what else you're gonna go over, but
not terribly much this evening.
I don't mean to, because the last meeting we came to, it was very good, and it was in regards of something else with conservation and all that.
Yep.
But, I appreciate your time and
But yeah.
interrupting, I know it's,
Oh, no.
You're not interrupted, no,
That
at
is
all.
No, not
exactly.
at all.
That
I've
is
been
exactly.
with Easthampton for almost 40 years and
Yep.
it's been great. What's happening in Easthampton is so good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you realize, I just want to walk on the main road here now, unlike years ago. It used to be like a pothole also, like, I'm just talking off the cuff. My son passed like 5 years ago, and you've put, the Public Works finally paved that road to the graveyard. And I mean, it's been such a nice thought when you, I know I'm getting off the subject, you guys are,
Oops.
but I tell you, it's such a great feeling, not the loss of my son, but we can go down that and not be, are you familiar with that road?
Yeah. I was very happy to be able to do that for a number of reasons.
Are you part of that too?
Yeah, we do all of it.
We're the highway department as well.
Oh.
So, yep.
I know there's things in the agenda, certain things on schedule.
Yep.
But, and it's just wonderful to see they're putting funds into certain parts of the town. This was number one. This is great. Outstanding. Another thing I was gonna say, but not right now, putting lights in the center of town. These Christmas lights you had up last year, I'm gonna get up.
That's not us, but yeah.
I know that. I see what's being appropriated for fixing the barrier over here, to fix the wall. I see the money's being generated for that, but this is a difficult road to drive through at night.
There's a lot going on Cottage Street these days.
Oh, you got the yellow light. So anyway, I can get off and keep going, but everything is good.
Yep.
I'll propose that another time. I'm only thinking, just put up nice decorative lights all throughout the street, so you don't have to wait for those yellow things, and all of a sudden, oh my God! You're putting your brakes on, you're screaming and you're yelling, we're having an argument. All I'm gonna do is go to Amy's. But no, it's a great part of the city right here. It's activating, it's becoming a destination. Are you taking notes?
I'm listening. It's also recorded, so
I'm
we'll
sorry.
have it.
Nice meeting you
That's
guys.
okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much
I don't
for your
mean to get
input.
off the trouble.
No.
No, it's not trouble at all, believe me. Just call or email and I can answer all that, or if you would like, we can put it on the next meeting agenda, but you'd have to come back. And I'm pretty sure I can cover everything you brought up.
All right, well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your input.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Any additional public speak this evening? Move on to item number 2, approval of the September 3rd meeting minutes. Any issue with what was prepared? I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
A second motion,
Thomas Salisbury,
Yes.
Leestra.
yes.
All in favor, motion carries.
All right, item number 3, discussion of water sewer rate setting. We're coming up on the, we had set rates for 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So we're looking to reassess where we're at and look at what we need to accomplish for the next set and how we want to go about that. Obviously, not much is going to get decided tonight, obviously. I just wanted to start the process. I was hoping to have a full board, so just because I know you've only been here for
One,
when we adjusted base rates.
yes.
But the full-blown rate study and all that is its own monster. I did, what's that?
We may have the third member for the next meeting.
Yes,
That's what I was
yeah,
just looking at, but
And you haven't gone to the conference, the rate setting conference yet?
we did, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yep, so that's gonna be part of this as
Okay.
well. So, yeah, I wanted to, just let Greg sort of kick it off.
Yeah, so-
And see where we're at in regards to, what we've accomplished, what we're looking to do.
So we will need to pull together figures from the close of FY 2025, which we don't, I know auditor's office does not have yet. She mentioned to me earlier she's expecting to have those, I think around December. Maybe we could get a pretty good idea of where things are
Yeah, have
at,
a draft.
something
or-
close, yeah.
To start working with.
So I can work on, a lot of it's gathering data just to see exactly where everything's fallen based on the increases we have. We did put some significant increases in for 24, 25, 26. Also, our costs have gone up significantly where like we need to look at what the additional health insurance cost that's gonna hit the enterprise fund for the water, sewer, wastewater employees. Things of that nature that have affected things we forecasted based on just what we needed. So there's indirect costs that we need to look at. All of our construction costs things are kind of starting to level out. We did get some bids for the Emerald Place water main project this week. That came in a little more favorable than we had expected. So that was kind of nice to see because things were really things have been crazy. And with that, I think there's probably some discussion to be had with the collector's office and some of the processes as far as the way backflow device testing is built out, fire mains, tie-in fees, service fees, and the way things are coming together. So it's conversations to have kind of on a broader level, I think, with the collector's office and the mayor's office. Not that that really affects what our rates are, but just how things are brought in and whether that look is had by an engineering firm or more of a financial consulting firm. So I've reached out to a couple different vendors that could possibly offer some services to help us, through this process. And then I think we'd be looking to vote in another 3-year rate structure. So we'd be voting for 27, 28, 29.
Yeah, already.
Yeah, and I can't believe how quick we're back to.
I know.
Yeah, it's amazing. So. But yeah, we did do the rate setting conference we attended wasn't really quite what I was hoping for. It was a lot, having been through the process, a lot of what they covered was things we did exactly how we did them in the process between the public outreach and educational meetings and things we did and the way we forecasted and got very, very technical, which I think maybe works in larger water systems and things. The way that different people are billed based on their location or their usage type and things like that. I think the model in Easthampton, and it's kind of a more political decision, but it's been everyone pays the same. We have the one water and sewer rate that we pay out. People receiving our water and sewer services outside of town, we have a number of homes in Southampton or businesses in Southampton that discharge, that get our water and discharge to our sanitary sewer system, and they pay 1.5 times what an Easthampton resident pays to get to what that gentleman was referring to. So and that stands for connection fees and usage fees. So in the situation, that development, maybe we should put that on the agenda for later to talk to people, but
we can put that as a talking point for future discussions of,
But we'll read the water meters for that development and calculate the usage fees based on that, and they pay 1.5 times what an Easthampton resident pays. So it's really and we can take the flow. We don't, based on, it hasn't been entirely approved, but based on everything we've looked at that the developer has brought us, we can take the flow without hardly noticing it, and it really just adds revenue.
Do we still have a large interconnect usage with Southampton?
Yes, it's huge right now. They've been taking 500,000 to 600,000 gallons a day while they're working on their well. So that isn't charged at 1.5 times, so they pay a wholesale rate that's about 85 or 87%.
Yeah, that's peer to peer.
Yeah, of that was voted in by the board years ago. I think it's 85 or 87% of what the residential usage rate is for Easthampton resident. So that's a great revenue stream. Also,
we don't get the residual sewer.
Yes,
it's just
the water.
Just a water sale.
Yeah, but we have it and we can do it. So it's.
Yeah, we're under our withdrawal caps, right?
Yep.
So we'll go over this a little more next time with our new member, but this was the packet that was the final report from Tie and Bond in 2023 when we did the 24, 25, 26 rate setting. So I can also send that to you electronically, but that was basically the public presentation we gave for the public hearing for the rate setting. So it's good background information, and like Greg said, like on page 6, 5 and 6, we forecast out capital projects, and it was pretty detailed.
That's great.
Yeah, and like I said, we only set rates for 3 years. They had sort of forecast rates for 5 and done their water model out to basically a 10-year forecast. So we do have a lot of in-house data. That's what, Greg and I discussed previously. We have this engineering technical analysis already, and we're still kind of in the envelope of that. So it might be cost effective to just work with a financial consultant to re-evaluate the escalators that were put in, now that we're 3 years out from those escalated numbers, and put in our current usage, or there may be benefit to also interacting with Tie and Bond again to see what their cost would be to update the model within the data they had.
Yep.
So I think it would be beneficial to look at those avenues.
Yeah, that was my hope, was to bring, hopefully I can have some type of proposals ready for the next meeting. I'll try, just sometimes getting stuff from vendors is out of my control, but if I can have them ready so that we can start talking about the path.
And if they understand we have a deadline of looking to have, sort of some actionable data early in the year, to have public hearing in February, to have rates set by March for the usage period that would get billed out at the beginning of the fiscal year in July. So it's kind of my timeline.
Because it's a look back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you get billed at the rate when the bill is generated, but it's on the previous quarter's usage. So in general, I like to have the rate set before that usage is accrued, so people don't feel like we changed the rate after they use the water.
Right. You don't want to go back after the fact.
I mean, we can set it up until whenever, but I feel it's in good faith to have the rate set before the day you use.
So that quarter would be June, April, March? Or would it?
We want to have it set by March so that any bills received for the last quarter
For April, May, and June.
May, June, July, yeah.
So
May.
Yeah, so we have till technically the end of March to get them set,
Yeah.
but, public hearing times and notice times, so.
But I think there's some merit in not going any longer than 3 years, because the last bills are starting to be received from the last increase.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the FY26 increase, right? And people are saying that we didn't do any outreach. And I think we go any longer than 3 years.
They forgot.
We've gotten a ton of calls about that.
And when there was outreach 3 years ago.
Yeah, but we just, and rightfully so, it's been 3 years. I mean, but you go any longer, I'd imagine that would be.
Yeah, that tail gets longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 years is a little bit too short of a cycle, just from the expenditure and effort of setting them. And I think, 3 is a comfortable model,
Yeah.
In this one, we did the analysis out 5, but only set 3, just to avoid that. And also costs were unpredictable, and we didn't want to have to revoke rates that were previously set. Yeah. Which we've done in the past. So.
Try to avoid that.
And then this set sewer and water usage rates and the initial base fees, which is like the meter charge.
Right.
And then just as you came onto the board, we did this, the mayor and the city auditor requested us to adjust the base fees approximately 20% to cover a gap that they forecasted.
Increases all over, yeah.
Okay.
So that, that's all stuff that's in the past, but and I think at the back of this packet from, what was that, February 2024, there's a chart, the very last page is a summary of the last 25 years of rate adjustments to see, just to show how infrequently they had been adjusted in the past. And they were more reactionary, where we're trying to have more proactive rate setting now.
Integrate with the capital plan somewhat.
Yes.
Good, sorry to bother you.
So,
Normal.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yep. But yeah, I figured you'd like to dig into the previous packet just to sort of see the process.
Yeah,
Not that will be the process we go through this time, but we may be relying on some of that data and legwork that was already done to tighten up this review.
And when would we have when would be ideal to have a timeline set, date set for like things like the public hearing and votes?
I mean, it's all, yeah, that's harder to forecast,
Yeah,
you know, ideally, we,
February maybe.
yeah, we would probably start to do workshops and public outreach in February for a public hearing in March.
Early March?
Yeah, in case there's a delay of some sort.
Late February, early March, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it to the wire, but till we have data and revisions and drafts and pushing back
Yeah,
and forth, it's
A lot of work.
yeah.
It's hard to pull all the data together.
And you're at the will of, not the will, but the mercy of
A
the
lot of,
consultant.
there's a lot of factors, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to say now we'll have a workshop on February,
Right.
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have these open discussions, and as Greg brings in more data, or we have, you know, preliminary data, if we do work with a consultant, they'll come in and do small presentations and workshops, so.
And is there a similar level of cost uncertainty at this point? This was in 24 when this was set.
23.
23 when the last cycle was set.
Yeah, we set them in January 23.
Right, the fiscal year, sorry, it always gets me.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, I mean, where are we at right now in terms of that uncertainty? Is it a similar level? Is it less?
Boy, I wish I,
I mean,
Hard to
I'd
say.
love to say it's
this
less.
this was all done during COVID when
Yeah, I mean,
prices
things were everywhere.
but now the world is also completely
Yeah, I mean,
unpredictable, so.
right, with unpredictable federal tariffs.
I feel like every time we turn around, there's something else, like the health insurance.
Yeah.
That was a huge hit.
Yeah,
Not only-
that's gonna have to be
That's effective.
highly modified in this to account for the indirect costs of employment. Like, you know, we had a good model, we had escalators, but I don't know, do you know offhand what the health insurance premium?
Citywide, I think the city had to kick in $1.4 million. The impact of that on the water and sewer alone, I don't have that.
No,
number,
but it was a large percentage of,
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't a
It's a big
couple
cost.
percent increase in healthcare,
Yeah.
it was
20, I think.
yeah, so that was not in the annual escalator for,
And then you look at that, I mean, that affected a lot of cities and towns in Western
Yeah.
Mass, so.
Yeah, totally. It's been all over the paper.
so yeah, that's kind of the process that I've had in my head. You know, obviously open to any input, public or otherwise, but
Yeah, and then one more question, just historically speaking, what has the role of the board been in pulling this data together and setting these meetings and making these decisions? Obviously, at the end, we vote.
yes.
But in terms of the other stuff, I'm just curious, like what is the role of the board and what is the role of the department and then what is the role
I
of
mean-
consultants?
The role of the city is, or I mean, the consultant we've worked with in the past pulls all the data together, works with the city auditor, works with the billing department, gets accurate meter counts, you know, just sort of to give us the best actionable information. The last couple rounds, they've provided draft proposals, you know, and
That we reviewed.
that we've
Yeah.
reviewed, we've done public review, we've
Yeah.
pushed back, you know. We want to have the retained value of the enterprise to be higher, they want it, you know, where we get to a point where we're comfortable, and we're also looking for the best interest of the public too, that they're not burdensome. You know, in the end, we take we don't directly vote on what the consultant provides. In the past, I've drafted up basically what we're voting on, and then that's what we've voted on.
Okay.
So,
Cool, thanks for helping me understand that.
but yeah,
And then we kind of, as the department, we work it all, kind of keep it all together so that you guys have good reliable data to make decisions based on it and vote accordingly.
yeah. It's kind of it's been a couple different processes. There's a couple times, one time early on, it was the one for the shortfall. In 2022.
Yes, we did a small, for three.
Yeah, 20, yeah, 2018, 19, and 20, we set for operating to cover shortfalls. And we calculated that in-house. I did a lot of that legwork. Just in-house when we, that was my welcome to the board. But yeah, it's a mix, In the end, our goal is to balance keeping a functional Department of Public Works, keeping the enterprise funds solvent, and serving the people of Easthampton. So it's our job to find that balance and consensus amongst the three of us, which, in the last board group we had that did this, there was some pushback between each other as to what was burdensome, what was a priority. So lively discussion is welcome.
Totally. Well, this is literally my first rodeo, so
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's some decent escalators and things that Time Bond used in that to like the impact on a family and some of the things that was based on.
And I did that too, and actually today I went to the US Census to see what the current LQI was available, because I like using that metric. They had a good method for that. There's a large banner at the top of the census website that says they're not currently updating anything on the web pages due to the funding freeze. But I was able to find the last generated data, so. I was actually on the Time Bond website as well today, and they have some information that they freely distribute. I guess they're the keeper of all rate,
Oh, they have,
they have like a database of all 300 and some.
Really? All the water sewer rates and such?
And you can freely request it.
Oh.
And they actually have a link to an interesting website at the University of North Carolina that uses that data. And you can model and compare your local rates against other municipalities.
Cool.
Yeah, it's actually
good. Yeah.
But I guess because it was publicly funded, they freely share it. So
That's good.
but yeah, just getting my head back into it this afternoon.
Crazy how fast it went by.
Yeah, I thought we had one more year, but this 20% base adjustment year out of cycle, so that's what threw me off. It's like, well, we just did it in 24. It's like, I don't know. So, any further discussion on that? This will be a continuing item through the spring, I think.
Yep.
I don't see it not being on an agenda, at least to touch base on.
So we'll just keep it on the agenda as is.
Yeah.
Is that language on there okay, I think?
I might tighten it up just a little, so I'll send you, just to be a little clearer, ongoing discussion of, in preparation for FY
Yep.
27 through 29
Yeah.
rate, just so it's a little clearer as to what we'll actually be digging into. All right, any further input on that from the board, Craig, or public? All right.
Do some reading.
Some light analytical reading. But yeah, like I said, I have a PDF of that from Time Bond, so I'm sure I can forward that to you if you want, but it's the same.
I'll give it to Michelle to send to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can distribute, we just can't discuss. But yeah. Nothing further on that. I'll make a motion to continue the discussion.
I second the motion.
Thomas Mosberry,
Yes.
Ms. Strode,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
Can I keep these?
Yes,
Okay,
yep,
great.
just for you, I printed them.
Oh, thank you.
Moving on to item number 4, Director's Report.
Okay, so the wastewater treatment plant aerator replacement project. We have 2 of the new aerators have been installed. We're doing some final testing on those next week. They're installed and operating. Need to be in service for a certain amount of time before we can get some readings and such from the aeration basin. So the disruption to the wastewater treatment plant process from their installation and some other factors with increased solids loading at the plant have led to the intermittent increased odor issues being experienced, especially in the new city neighborhood. It was bad throughout most of the downtown area earlier in early September. I do think we've made some improvements. It's improved gradually throughout the month. cooler weather will help, some more rain would be very beneficial. But we're working with Kleinfelder and some chemical vendors on some possible additions to the plant process to prevent further odor issues when we agitate the process again to get the 2 remaining aerators installed. So I would like to make sure we have a better method of mitigating the increased odors in place before any further disruption to the process. So, however, I am hoping that aerator, the installation of the 2 remaining aerators takes place the week of October 13th. So we're working quickly to make sure we can keep the odors down under control yet kind of get our work done. You know, we don't want to disrupt people's routines in their lives, but it's necessary to do this work. So we'll keep kind of chugging along on it. So that's basically that for the aerators. Loudville, Pomeroy Meadow, West Street, that always stop conversion for that intersection. I still don't have the materials from the state. They're supposed to be here by the end of, they're supposed to be here like mid-September, then it was the end of the month. Now I'm being told they're shipping on Monday. We should have them by the end of next week. There was a delay in configuring the LED lights by a third-party vendor, so they're LED flashing signs. The public safety complex, the generator repair was completed. The generator was put back in service on Friday, September 19th. There's an appropriation making its way through the city council process. That's in a public hearing. Next week's city council meeting, the total cost was right about $105,918.59. So it was about just under $80,000 for the generator repair and control upgrade, and $25,000 for the rental of the backup unit that needed to be there while ours was apart. So we've taken on 2 additional students from Smith Vocational High School as cooperative employees in the DPW. We had 2 of them started on Monday, and they'll be graduating from the agricultural mechanics program at the school in the spring. And they'll be rotating through DPW divisions throughout the school year to see where they may be the best fit should we have an opportunity for them when they graduate. We had 3 last year, 3 co-op students with us, and 2 of them are now in full-time labor positions in the DPW and working on getting the licenses and certifications to kind of move up and take higher responsibilities with us. So it's good to see that helping us bring some staff in. Yeah, proud of that kind of little program we have doing that. So
It's a good pipeline.
yeah, it is. So 2 started this week. One's in water department this week and one's in highway, and then they go back to school next week, and then we'll swap them around, and then probably try to get them some time at the wastewater plant with the sewer crew, water repair guys. They can help out with a variety of different things. So it's good. So yeah, that's it for tonight, I guess.
Okay, good discussion. Thank you very much for the update.
Yeah.
Any discussion or questions on anything Greg has addressed the board with? All right. Well, I would like to thank everyone for their time, and we'll make a motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Second motion.
Thomas Mulsberry,
Yes.
Julia Strode,
Yes.
all in favor, motion carries.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.